Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video I would like to share with you another magnificent game played by legendary Latvian chess grandmaster Mikhail Tal. His opponent is Josef Kupper, and this game was played in 1959 in Zurich. Without further ado, let's go for the game and see what happened on the board. Kupper started with e4 and c5 by Tal, Sicilian defense, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, and a6. Tal goes for Najdorf variation. We have bishop g5, which is the main line, e6, f4, b5, queen f3, bishop b7. Of course, all this is a theory seen many times. Bishop d3, bishop e7, white castles queenside, queen b6, rook e1. Of course, the knight is untouchable. There is always this bishop takes b5 check with knight d7 and knight e2. Well, about this move here is what Mikhail Tal writes. I considered the thematic but quite dangerous knight d5, which had first come to mind when making my 10th move. Now in here, e takes d5 can be dangerous because white can either proceed with knight f5 or can go for e5 break. But to knight d5, Mikhail Tal had prepared queen takes d4. And if knight c7 check, then black can respond with king d8. If knight takes a8, then queen c5. Black has an advantage. Actually, instead of playing knight c7 check, bishop takes b5 is better. If queen c5, then b4. If queen c8, then bishop takes f6, and after e takes d5, bishop takes e7, king takes e7, e takes d5, discard check, king f8, bishop c6. Although black has a slight advantage, but this continuation could have been preferable for white. But in our game, after knight d7, we have knight e2, a passive looking move after which black is managing to gain advantage. Here Tal played knight c5, with bishop takes f6, bishop takes f6, and g4. White proceeds with his attack. In return, black is counter-attacking on the queen side, knight a4. Already there are some very dangerous threats, like if you play g5, then black can capture on d4, and after knight takes d4 can capture on b2. The idea is that after king takes b2, black is winning the knight on d4 with a check. That's why after knight a4, white responded with c3 and b4 by Tal. Bishop c2, white attacked black knight, and actually we have reached the critical position where you can pause the video and try to find Mikhail Tal's next move. Ready? Yes, everything is ready for the heavy punch, and Mikhail Tal went for it. Knight takes b2 is on the board. Here is how Tal comments on his move. For this knight sacrifice, I did not calculate any variations. It would be surprising if white could find a defense against the overwhelming attack. But now let's see, will white manage to defend? King takes b2 was played, b takes c3 check, king takes c3, and Tal castled king side. Rook b1, queen a5 check, king d3, and rook c8. Already there is a very dangerous bishop takes d4 threat. For example, just a random move if g5, then black can win the knight on d4. You can't recapture with the knight because already the knight is no longer controlling the c3 square. Black can play rook c3 check, or after bishop takes d4, if king takes d4, then queen d2 check is coming, and then e5 check. Yes, white king is in a mating net, will soon get checkmated. Or after rook c8. You can't even capture on b7 because of this queen takes e1 move. And actually the best move is rook c1. If bishop takes d4, then rook takes b7. If bishop b6, then rook b1. And after rook c6 and several exchanges on b6, king d2, the players have equal chances. But in our game, after rook c8, we have queen f2, not the best continuation, although still white is holding. Bishop a8 by Tal. A calm move. Tal is simply moving back his bishop, after which, not being able to withstand any longer the continuing pressure, Josef Kupper made a mistake and played rook b3. Instead of rook b3, rook c1 could have been better. Yes, it was not too late to go for rook c1. If e5, then queen e1, and if queen a3 check, then rook b3. If queen a4, then rook b4, and if you move back your queen, then bishop a4, and after rook takes c1, queen takes c1, queen takes g4, queen g1. The players have equal chances, but after bishop a8, as I've already mentioned, being unable to find the best continuation in the endless jungle of variations, Josef Kupper played rook b3, after which Tal responded with e5. Yes, Tal wants to kick away the knight from this active position, which is keeping together all White's army. Now if you move back your knight, then rook takes c2 is coming. If king takes c2, then queen takes a2. If rook b2, then bishop e4 check is coming, and then queen a1. Yes, this is a total destruction. The game is over. In our game after e5 we have g5, but after e takes d4, only now White realized that g takes f6 can't be played because of this rook takes c2 move. And again, like in the previous line, White is simply getting crushed. Let's go back. In our game after e takes d4, we have knight takes d4, but after bishop takes d4, Josef Kupper resigned. If queen takes d4, then queen takes e1 is coming, and if we move like king takes d4, then queen c5 check, and White is losing his queen, and it's over. Black is winning. That's why after bishop takes d4, we have a resignation. Another impressive attack by Mikhail Tal. The pressure was so huge that forced White to make a mistake, and Tal successfully managed to make use of that fact and won the game. Thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this game. For more games, consider subscribing to my channel. Also press the bell button to get notified about new uploads. I will see you in my next video. Good luck.